Oh, did my audio not go?
All right, guys, we're live.
We're live. Woo! Man, did
Oh
the
my
intro have
god.
audio? Because I didn't hear it
The
if it did. And that would make
No.
me sad face.
No way.
It was
It
very
All right,
didn't.
fuck it. We're
sad
rerolling.
to not have audio.
Redo.
No, I can't redo.
Redo, just
Redo.
pretend.
Do
Redo.
over.
You guys saw nothing.
Oh wow, look how beautiful it looks.
Good. All right. We're going to do the intro again? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's actually going to do it.
Are you actually gonna do it again?
Boom.
Hey, we're live again. This time with quality intro music. It's actually a really good intro. Braden put that together for us, by the way. He is running production for Strats Monthly. By the way, welcome to the first Strats Monthly, which is, the new Strats Weekly, or the replacement for the Strats Weekly. What are we referring to this? Is this new, or is this like a rebirth?
It's
Let's
it's
just call it a whole new
Strats.
thing.
Yeah, it's a whole. Well, it's the old show, but in monthly fashion rather than weekly
Ah.
fashion.
It's an evolution.
There it is. Well, welcome to the Strats Monthly. I am Oth. I will
But
be your
don't
host.
think of it as 4 weeklies combined into one
That's true.
epic.
That would be
monthly. That
a
would be
hell of a
bad.
marathon. I don't know that I could do this for 4 hours straight.
No. No.
Not. I just no. But an hour ish. Good conversation about all
hour-ish.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so welcome to Strats Monthly. I'm your host Off. Hosting also with me this week is Vecino for this month. Oh man, I'm gonna. Everything is gonna be
It's
sweet
gonna happen.
today. It's gonna happen. I will be around for most of our monthlies. I'll be the main host. We will have other members of the community and the leadership stepping in as they are available. This week this month, we've got
Wow.
Vecino, Braden running
mean,
production.
You're not even trying now.
I'm trying very hard. I'll have you know. It's not. Look, we're not all hyper advanced AIs. Okay, we can't all just
That's true.
magically
Well,
convert.
just for
I can't.
you, I have my.
I saw that. I can't Control F and then fix my autocorrect in my speech patterns
In real time.
Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let's see. All right, we're going to talk about some strats activities here in a minute. We've got three. Braden, is that right? 3 giveaways this week or month?
Yeah, we have 3 giveaways. We're giving away Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch. Everyone's eligible for that. At the end of the show, we're giving away Divinity Original Sin 2 on Steam. And then we have a patron-only giveaway to say thanks to our patrons. It is a digital download code for Season 7 of Game of Thrones.
Fucking excellent. That's sweet. All right, and then we've got a couple of cool things we're going to talk about. We'll talk about things going on in Strats. We're going to talk about the WoW Guild. We're going to talk about some games that are coming out this month, most notably based on community interest, Vermintide 2. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that Nvidia is trying to do with the gaming display situation. And then whatever else time we have left, we'll talk about whatever. Man, I'm good for it. Right. So the first thing I want to do is thank our sponsors. If you didn't know, we have an Amazon affiliate. It costs you nothing. We get a few extra pennies in the coffer to help run things, do ads, awesome stuff like that, and get more swag for giveaways. We make nothing off of this. Like, Vecino and I make no money. Everything we get goes right back into the community. So if you want to help support the community and all the cool stuff that happens around here, please click that affiliate link on Amazon before you go shopping. Helps us a bunch, costs you nothing. Also, Humble Bundle. Do we have a thing with Humble Bundle? What's the code?
Yeah.
Do we have a code? What's our code? I don't know our code. We have a code?
I thought we did.
Brandon, do you know the code offhand?
Braden in the booth.
Not offhand. We will get it. I will post it in Twitch chat.
By God, we will
Post
post
in
that in
Twitch
Twitch chat.
Or on the forum or something.
Or on the forum. But yeah, we'll put it on the
You'll
forums
get it.
too.
You'll get it is the point.
Right. Humble Bundle is awesome. I love Humble Bundle. Precious does Humble Monthly. I have done monthly in the past. I'm not currently doing it because there's too many games. I can't play that many games, man. I need like one game at a time. That's how I play. But it's great. A lot of money goes to charity. It's cool, and it feels good. It costs the same as buying something on Steam most of the time, but you can like also give money to charity.
Right?
Yeah, it's digital too, so you don't have to wait for it to get delivered. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also Restream. I don't know anything about Restream.io.
Restream.io. Yeah. So super simple. Everyone's like, which platform should I stream to? stop asking yourself that question. Boom, stream to all of them. Done. That's basically what Restream is. They're super cool people. Talk to them a lot in PMs and whatnot. Helping them with Facebook streaming and the API and stuff like that. Yeah, they're awesome dudes. They make a really good product. Well, I don't know if they're all dudes. They're awesome people. They make a really great product. And yeah, we're supporting them. Although we're not using it for this stream, but maybe for the next one we'll blow it out. The caveat is if you're an affiliate, technically in your contract it says you can only stream to Twitch. If you're a Twitch affiliate, you can only stream to Twitch. I have to assume that like Mixer, etc., have similar clauses in their contracts. Just keep that in mind if you're going to use it.
Yeah,
but
if you're
it's a great way to like as you're starting, promote and then see which platform makes the most sense for your audience.
Yeah, if you're a streamer, it's a great tool to use. We're not using it because we wanted everybody in the same place on Twitch chat for giveaways. But if you're looking to get as big an audience as possible, it's great for streaming to multiple platforms.
That's a good point. They do actually have a chat like relay system if you wanted to bring everybody in, but it gets a little confusing. Anyway, yeah.
Right, there we go. So I think we're going to go into the main Discord channel now, hit it up with the strategists, and talk about what we have going on. Yes, Radom, confirm?
No, we are going to talk about Strats events first.
Hey, we're going to talk about Strats events first. See, this is why...
I'm so glad we have a producer.
Well, we didn't mark it on the agenda, and so I wasn't sure. So first thing we're going to talk about, Overwatch League Watch Party. If you didn't know, Overwatch League started this year. It's the inaugural season. It's super hype. Hold on. Hang on. Get this fixed real quick. There we go.
What?
Now we can talk about Overwatch League. Let's go, Outlaws.
Wow.
Up the ante. So, I don't want to talk about the last two Outlaws games.
How great would it be if I had a shock hat? I almost bought one the other day.
Well, almost isn't good enough. One of us loves our team because they're not third from the bottom in the rankings, and the other person has to have two teams because his home team just gets beat all the time.
Wow, that hurt. I mean, as a secondary, I can always go for London Spitfire.
We beat you guys.
They're pretty damn good.
They are.
Wait, you beat Spitfire also?
We beat Spitfire in stage 1. Spitfire beat us in the playoffs for stage 1, and then we beat Spitfire again in stage 2. So we're 2-1 versus Spitfire.
Well, then I got nothing. Then they were my backup.
No, they're actually doing really well. And Outlaws.
I mean, it's like the Korean StarCraft players are all the Spitfire team, is my understanding. They just like moved over and something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, but regardless of that, the Overwatch League is super hype. We have a contest going on right now for a $20 Blizzard gift card that you can use to buy skins in whatever game you want to buy cool swag in. If you want to support your local Overwatch League team, then by all means. We have polls that go up every week, usually Sunday or Monday. You can vote on which team you think is going to win. And the person who is most accurate throughout stage 2 is going to win that thing. We've got a lot of contests or a lot of competition going on right now. It's still very much anybody's game, except in the man versus machine, which is Vecino and I playing for bragging rights. Vecino is getting trounced. I haven't looked at this week's.
But to be fair, I'm not picking based on the stats. I'm one of those, those people that play fantasy football and they're like, I'm just going to pick based on like the uniforms that I like the best. And then they end up winning. That's like what I'm doing, except for the winning part.
Well, all I can say is you are not just in man versus machine, but across all of the strategists playing dead last.
Yes,
the people that started late.
Wait. Vecino is below me.
Vecino is below Bonus, and Bonus started on the last day of the first week.
Hold on.
Yeah, but to be fair, Bonus follows all those Blizzard esports really well, and he knows what's up.
That's true.
For context for the viewers, I have never watched a game of competitive Overwatch League in my life. I clicked the buttons. That was my strategy, and somehow I've ended up ahead.
My mistake was voting for San Francisco Shock every time. That probably brought my average way down, and voting against Dallas to spite. I mean,
it's fine, dude.
Houston.
Nobody likes Dallas.
I mean, Houston.
Some
That's
people
how
like
much
Dallas.
that's how much I'm not for either Texas team. Is I just mix them up just to.
That's fair. Well, I'm going to still rub it in your face. I just want you to know that. But a whole bunch of us love watching this. Vecino watches sometimes. I know that myself, Dr. Acula, he says it's spelled Dracula MD, but he kind of pronounces it weird sometimes. So Dracula MD.
The artist, the gamer formerly known as
Phil Spaz. Also, bonus, don't call me James. There's several of us. We usually sit in the Overwatch channel. Infinity Knight's also there sometimes. We usually sit in the Overwatch channel and just watch the live streams together, talk about it, have a good time. So those are Thursday through Saturday. Come hang out if you want to watch that. We also have the Netflix movie night that we're starting up. The first one is tomorrow. Bradham's running that. Bradham, you want to talk about that real quick?
Inspired by the Overwatch League watch party, I thought it'd be really cool for us to get together and just watch movies or watch TV shows and talk about them. So I decided to put together an event. There is a Chrome plugin called Twitch Party. Or sorry, not Twitch Party, Netflix Party, rather. That makes more sense. Netflix Party, where you can all join a party and it will sync up your Netflix videos and add a chat room, so you can just make watching movies a social event. So I thought it would be a fun thing for us to do. The first one is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in participating, we have a poll up on the forum, which I'm going to close later tonight, to decide what movie we want to watch. Currently, I believe the latest Star Trek movie is leading the way, and it might be tied with Doctor Strange, I think is the current state of that. But if you're interested, go vote. Come by on Monday, and we'll all watch a movie together.
There it is.
Great idea.
Other things that are going on right now, Ghost Hog, out of the kindness of his heart, is currently hosting a modded Minecraft server for Strats. If you want to get in on that, hit him up. We have a thread on the forums. I know there's about 8 of us that have been playing sporadically. Drool and JR Warlord have been on like all the time. Ghost has been pretty regular. I was playing for a while, and then Vermintide 2 came out, or was about to come out, so I'm a little distracted. And I know Biggles, Precious Kitty, Deranged Taco. Who else has been playing? Sinish was playing at one point.
I installed it. Does that?
Did you actually log into the server?
I did not, because I got hung up on downloading the Strats mod package thing.
It was one button. Anyway, so if you're interested in playing modded Minecraft, you're not wrong about that. If you are interested in checking out the Strats Minecraft server, details are on the forums. We'll see if we can get a link in the Twitch chat here for that as well. And the last thing on here is the tabletop game night. Do we have Spanish around still? Sinish. I'm gonna go up to this. Let's go to the main channel to talk about this one, because Sinish has the down low on this one. Him and Deranged Taco. All right, up to the end.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
I have to unmute myself. Yeah. I also, just to mention, all of these events can be found on the events page, the calendar from the homepage.
True.
Which is, we're putting more and more events up there because that's like the feedback that we got, that we want events, things that we know are going to be happening. So yeah, do that.
Truly. Okay. Sinish or Taco, do either of you guys want to talk about, or Ches? Ches just came in. Ches, aren't you running things?
Hello.
Hey, don't you run the D&D on Fridays?
I do.
Hey, you want to talk about it real quick? Tell us about it. Tell us why we should play, or be interested, or watch Zarek stream it, because he streams it every Friday as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was just coming in to listen.
You're part of it. You're part of it.
Be on the spot. Welcome.
Be on the spot.
The idea is that I really enjoy running D&D games. I've always enjoyed tabletop stuff a lot, and I thought, hey, it would be great if we got some Strats members together to give it a shot. We're running a very lighthearted game that began with a dragon hiring a bunch of adventurers, and has progressed to include a surly dwarf cleric NPC, a party of everyone managed to pick different character races. Like
Is
there's
that-
a halfling,
that
there's a
good?
dragon. What's that?
Is that good? Is that something that is
Diversity is always good in tabletop.
that's oh
Diversity
yeah.
in
In
is
life,
always good
really. In life.
in all things, and
In all things.
they exhibit that here. Our halfling druid has taken to the task of smashing in people's skulls with some regularity, which is not typical for a druid to do, nor a halfling to do. So that's been fun. There's currently 5 people in the party, and we run the game every Friday night. So far, it's just been lots of fun. It's been very funny for the most part. If it continues, eventually we'll probably do something a little bit more serious. But at the moment,
I mean, funny's good. I like.
I have a lot more fun with funny campaigns.
Yeah.
And you run less risk of somebody going, well, my character is a ranger whose parents died and he's the last of his clan.
Right. How dare you? That's not my backstory. Like you're not
and there's
doing
nothing, there's nothing
or
necessarily
whatever.
wrong with those backstories. I didn't just use the word necessarily. There's nothing wrong with those backstories. It's just things get kind of dour sometimes with that kind of backstory. And funny tends to make people participate more. Everyone wants to be in on the joke, so you get less. Well, I'm going to stand in the corner and brood, kind of.
Yeah.
actions.
And you guys are streaming it, correct?
Yes, we stream every Friday night, thanks to Zarek
Awesome.
and his wonderful setup. As a matter of fact, I was looking at the stream while running the game to get an idea of what Roll20 was looking like for my players. So
Cool. Yeah, we should think about streaming it on this channel that we are on right now.
At a
Yeah,
bare
for
minimum, we can
maximum
manually host
exposure.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
D&D has blown up lately,
Mhm.
and I felt like having something like that here
It's
would be
back.
beneficial for the community. So
Well, and D&D, like as somebody who I played a lot of 3 and 3.5, and then I transitioned into Pathfinder, and I've played other tabletops in the past. Wizards of the Coast really dropped the ball on 4th edition, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. It really got a lot of folks pissed off and not a fan, and a lot of people just stayed in the older editions. But they've really done a good job of fixing a lot of the problems they created with 4th edition and bringing back a lot of the community and getting new people involved with 5th edition. It was really good. It's what they needed to do as a company, especially after losing a lot of their devs around the 4th edition debacle.
I would agree with that. 5th edition just exploded. It seemed to land in the right spot with you've got enough freedom to make the kind of character you want without Pathfinder's we'll say abundance, to put it politely, of mechanics.
But it's I'm a Pathfinder fanboy, so I love the abundance and the tons and tons and tons of options.
I absolutely love it as a player.
That's
as a DM, when I've got some good. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As a Pathfinder DM, I empathize entirely with what you're about to say.
Yes, when I'm playing Pathfinder, it's like, oh man, I can do this. I can do this. I can snag that feat. I can do. Oh man, my character is an 8-foot tall Goliath with dual wielding great swords. I mean, come at me. As a DM. When somebody looks, I had a player during one of my, everything that I do is like, I write my own settings because I have a hard time staying in the boundaries of other settings and continuing to make them make sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So when, I try to write my own settings, that includes the one we're running for Strats. And so I had a boss character, this would be a very short story. I had a boss character who I was trying to scare the party by having him have a spell where if he hit you with it and you failed what was a relatively low fortitude save, your character died instantly. I let one of my players take the Mesmer class. Turns out the Mesmer class can force a person to make their own save. This boss character that I built out to be this over like 3 sessions killed himself.
Excellent.
And I was like, that's it. No more third-party content. We are sticking to the core rule book from now on.
Yeah, I I stick to PFS legal. It's got to be Pathfinder Society legal, or it's just goes absolutely ape stick. But cool. So that's happening on Fridays. Tune in at least on Zarek's stream. We will this week. I will make sure we have it at least hosted here on this channel, the StratsCo channel, and then we will see about for future weeks trying to get it actually broadcast on the StratsCo channel. So I think that'd be cool. I think it's a cool thing you guys are doing.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I should look at the Roll20 thing and see if I can make some kind of UI to make it for streaming. I've seen people do it, and it looks really cool, like with all the stuff around. And
oh God, please. I will.
Cool.
Thank you forever.
He wants so bad. All right. It's time for our first giveaway. Braden, how do?
I got it. Guys.
Okay,
guys,
he's got it. There's a moment of sheer panic.
No panic whatsoever. Everything is going exactly as planned.
This is the first one, everybody.
The StratsCo figured it out.
This is going to be very exciting. We have
StratsCo bot.
One entrant.
Figured it out.
So let the suspense build.
Self-aware. It just rewrote its own code, everybody.
Roll it.
Roll it.
Our grand scheme has won the giveaway.
Crap has hit the fan. Stop spamming caps. Our grand scheme.
Message.
This is a brand new person. I feel like
this Chez.
Message off on the casino to collect your prize.
Yep. So message me, Chez. We'll get that sorted out. Congratulations.
What was the prize?
The prize was
Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch.
Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch.
Okay.
Boy, I hope he has a Switch.
I've been playing it, by the way, with my wife, and it's pretty fun.
Okay.
The 2-player is not great because of the cap system, but it's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the cap. It's not a Mario character. It's just his hat.
I know.
Okay, the next giveaway we have going, which will probably pop up in Twitch chat shortly, is going to be for the Game of Thrones digital download. Are we doing that via the chat, or are we doing that differently? Right.
We're going to do it via the Twitch chat. Please make sure that you're only entering if you're a patron.
Yep.
We have the.
I'm not sure how this limiting is working.
We have the ability to check.
We'll manually.
Yeah, we will manually check. If you enter once when you're not supposed to, you'll get a warning. If you enter twice when you're not supposed to, you're not eligible to win anything.
Oh man, he is
harsh rules.
That's harsh. Wow. Because there's a AAA game coming in as a third giveaway, so don't screw that one up.
All right, so if you're interested in Game of Thrones Season 7 digital download codes, I need you to type in !patron.
Ooh. Bang.
And you can only win if you know how to spell patron.
Oh God, that's the worst part.
We need some like little music, like
it's on the.
I have to Google the patron thing every single time I want to go to that website.
Yeah.
Okay, so while people are getting registered for that, Vecino, do you want to talk about the resurgence of WoW in Strats?
Sure. It's honestly it's all due to Deranged Taco. Honest. I don't know. But... I always saw him playing it, and I was like, people are playing it, and
I'm playing it right now.
He's playing it right now. See, and I always saw him playing it, and of course the expansion's coming out. It's looks super amazing. If you haven't watched the trailer, which I think is playing now, but the trailer is super cool. Sylvanas is awesome as always. And I've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch, and I was just like, I should be playing World of Warcraft also. So I started playing it. Also, I set up Blizzard Nights. So I made it. It's basically monthly, although I only have 3 right now. I might add a 4th just to do 1 a week, like every Wednesday. And it's just like a Blizzard game that I'm playing anyway. So if people want to come and like hang out and play them, then come hang out and play them. We also have a guild with Deranged Taco and friends. Zarek's in there. Senish is in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't sign that form. Disclosure.
You did. You digitally signed it. You literally digitally signed it. The charter.
It didn't say disclosure.
By the way, Vecino, Freshie recommended Hearthstone as the 4th.
Let me tell you a little story about Hearthstone. I played it a while back. And I was okay. I built a little hunter deck. I was like, oh, this is cool, you know. Fast forward a few years, I open up Hearthstone and I'm like playing a little. I have probably played, I'm going to say 30, 40 games in the last like month or so. I have lost literally 100% of those games. I have not won a game in Hearthstone.
What about-
It
go
is
back. System.
impossible to
What
win a
about
game in
Diablo
Hearthstone.
What expansion was when dropped just as you started playing?
I don't. It was probably like a month ago. I
The
want to
Kobolds
say.
and Catacombs. Well,
Yes, yeah,
let me give
there
a
you go.
question. What
Okay.
is there a specific card that you saw a lot? Maybe called Corridor Creeper.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that. All I know is like I can't. The problem is I can't really see the cards through the like haze of the tiers in front of my eyes.
So you
So
made
I don't
the
really know
I'm
what-
gonna mistake. You made the mistake of joining back when the expansion just dropped, and you have to wait a month for them to fix out stuff a lot.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. And they tend to. It's the classic free to play system, right? You release something and they pretend like, oh, we need to balance these things once it's released. I think that's nonsense. They release them deliberately overpowered so that you feel like you have to buy them. I mean,
Every League
that's
of
the way it
Legends
is.
champion. Every
Yeah.
League of
No.
Legends champion.
Ivern on release was god awful.
That's true, but Ivern was a troll champion to begin with, so
Anyway, yeah. So if you want to play some Blizzard games with me, look for those on the calendar. The already mentioned, the aforementioned calendar.
I have a question for you, Vicino.
And now
If
you
you're
can
such
look
a
at my
fan of
ringer on the
Sylvanas,
stream.
why are you playing Alliance?
I'm playing Alliance
She's
only
probably
because.
gonna turn over to the Alliance, probably.
Oh my God! Spoilers.
Whoa.
Whoa. No, I don't know. Well, first of all, she. I could play Horde now because you can make a Nightborn elf and they look very much like Sylvanas. So there you go. But otherwise you're limited. I don't know. The Horde models just aren't that great, to be honest. Like they have a lot to do there. I prefer Alliance just overall. But to be fair, like the idea was that we would have both because it's really just like the guild it's like a social guild. It's not like a, it is what it is. Like we play and we just have fun. So it's not, we can make a Horde one or whatever. It's more about like being in Discord and like talking about the game than it is like being
Farming
super serious
reputation.
about your DKP or whatever.
It's all about walking Vicino through everything since he hasn't played since Wrath.
That is true. That is very true. I feel sorry for Deranged Taco. I like
I'm
logged
like
in with
yelling at my monitor.
my
Taco, have you
What is DPS?
Taco, have you yelled
DKP.
that's a 50 DKP minus at Vicino yet?
You should.
I was thinking it.
Yeah, I should. I'm like in total negative DKP numbers. I boosted my level 80 characters and I've just been
Yeah, half the guild's
hoping for the
paladin.
best.
Great.
Yeah, I know. One of these days I'm going to start the new race quests and then I'm going to make a new character. But anyway, I think we've discussed that enough.
There it
We're
is.
at the 30-minute mark. Boom.
30-minute mark.
Exactly.
Brandon, are we ready to see if you entered everybody in Twitch chat by accident for this giveaway?
We are going to find out exactly how Nightbot works. As you can tell, I did
Say it
extensive
live.
research beforehand.
This entire production is everything the old Strats Weekly was.
I know.
Oh,
It really
yeah.
brings back some memories here.
All right, we're rolling it, boys. And
Got.
girls.
Man, Nightbot
New
is
track.
hating on Freshie. Hey, new track one.
You win, whether you like it or not. You're getting it.
Hashtag deal
Getting
with it.
it.
Game of Thrones. I hope you've already invested the 400 or so hours to make it to that season. Is he still in the chat? That's the real question. Those of you that don't know, He is a Team Strats streamer. And you should check out his
All right.
stream.
If we don't get a response from him in the next
Although
30
we're not
seconds,
getting a
I'm rolling
response.
again.
Dang, we're doing it like old Strats
Wow.
Weekly, eh?
Well, we should
Oh, yeah.
ping him though.
No response.
No,
He's
no,
not
no
pinging
pinging. If he's not
No
watching,
pinging?
if he's not watching, he's not winning.
Watching the chat. Oh wow.
Whoa.
He's
you're
not winning
watching
the
and not
prize that
winning?
he didn't really want in the first place. So there.
Wow.
Well, he maybe wasn't eligible by the patron rules. The
This is
patrons
true.
manually entered,
This is
so it's not
true.
his fault.
True. Yeah, if we should probably expand it. That's one idea. We should expand if we.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we just did. No patrons
Oh, okay.
specifically
There
entered,
we
so
go.
we
Boom.
entered everybody.
I would have entered, but I don't. I haven't. I fell off of Game of Thrones, and I got to do a lot of work to come back. I am interested. I just got to
Oh,
find
it's a
time.
lot of work too.
All right, 10 seconds.
so much
10
work.
seconds, and I'm rolling again.
Whoop, it's getting close
Oh my god! 10 seconds.
to the wire.
Hypo.
5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2.
1.
Shouldn't you make Vecino
Roll
do
it.
that if you're going to do a robot voice?
Ha.
That's true. We could let this guy do it.
Fate Dipsu 7. Fasty.
Faded
Dipsu 7. Are you here? Say something in chat
Fast-
if you're here.
Fasted Ipsu 7.
I think that's the most likely pronunciation of this. That would be my
Fasted
guess.
Ipsu?
Is there any likely? I want to know. Is there any likely pronunciation of that?
I don't think
I have
so.
to assume there is. I mean, it doesn't look like an entirely random series of characters and numbers. Those
All right,
string together pretty well. There's
I
an
have no
okay-
patience. We're rolling again.
Rolling
Roll it
again.
Roll it
Ken's
again.
who also
Ken's
left. God.
Oh god.
Well, Ken's is
takes forever.
mobiles. She's out of town right now. She's in Austin
That's true.
doing a
We
thing.
could always, yeah. we
Oh,
could just
Diak-
force it upon Ken's.
Diakis with the
Diakis
rig.
wants it.
No. Because don't you remember Ken's used to win every week?
Oh, that's
Nobody
true.
saw that.
is
Nobody
true.
saw that. We're rolling.
Ken's
Senish
is
wins.
Finish.
Wait,
So-
what? I'm not even in the thing.
You're
No,
in.
apparently
You
You
won.
won. You've just won. That's how great of a giveaway this is. You don't even have to be in the thing. And you
I
just
already
won.
have that.
You already have
You
it.
some Game of
You-
Thrones
you-
Telltale something?
No.
No.
Game of
It's
Thrones season 7 digital download.
digital download.
Oh. Okay, sure. Why not?
There
I mean,
it
if
is.
nothing else, you can rip it and then RAR it and then put it on. Make your
Hey, that's
your,
not
your
it. That's
movie.
that's
your movie
illegal.
quota.
That's illegal. Casino.
Put it on
Casino.
a Plex server. Share it with me. Thanks.
Right there, you go. Set up a Plex server. Boom.
Alrighty.
What's
Got
the
that.
Plex server?
Oh no, we're
Oh,
not talking
never
about Plex
mind.
tonight. We're not talking about Plex tonight. Moving on. All right.
Wait till next month. We'll talk
Hey.
all about the setup and optimization of Plex.
Is it
Hell
something
no.
that I can do
You
with my
can-
Amazon Fire Stick?
You can do a separate.
Probably.
You can do a whole separate stream about Plex if you want to.
I think there is actually a
Flex
Fire
monthly.
I'm.
Plex monthly.
It's not happening. All right. Next up, coming out in 4 days, Vermintide 2. I am so excited.
Boom.
Let me explain why I'm excited. Firstly, there's
you
a
excited?
shitload of strategists playing, which is awesome.
That is
Secondly,
awesome. That makes
it's
me want to play right there. Like
30
no other
bucks,
reason.
and it's 10% off if you pre-order. And you get to play in the current ongoing beta for the pre-order. So you
Why
can
does everything have to be beta? Can I?
because it's not out yet. It releases in 4 days. We just get to play early.
All right.
And they're testing. They've been patching daily on based on player feedback. This is so Vermintide 2 is a sequel to Vermintide, obviously.
One.
Vermintide Vermintide is made by Fat Shark Studios. They're an indie studio. They used to do commission work for AAA studios, so they have that knowledge base. But about a decade ago, they broke away and decided, no, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to self-develop and self-publish games, which is part of the reason why Vermintide has never had a big advertising budget. You don't see ads all over the place. You remember Vecino at the original TwitchCon when we were there? The guy was wandering around with a T-shirt that said, "Ask me about Vermintide," and he had a backpack full of codes to give out.
Oh
And
yeah.
Nobody asked him.
Well,
No, we did ask him,
we absolutely got
Like I
codes.
said,
and he
nobody
gave us a
asked
bunch
him.
of codes.
But that
Didn't he
was,
give us,
I mean,
he gave us a bunch of stuff.
they couldn't afford to have a booth. They
Yeah.
literally just flew one of their employees out with a backpack and a T-shirt to hand out codes.
Well,
So-
taking out other clothes for the rest
Let
of the
me
day,
ask you a
right?
question about the game. So, do you know much about Warhammer? Like,
OG Warhammer, I know a
Real
little
Warhammer?
bit. I'm not like well read, and
so
I
they
don't play the
just
tabletop.
yeah, they changed the tabletop quite a bit in the last, like, while I was living in London, when I was going to Games Workshop, they changed, they like completely changed the game into like this
They do that all
fast
the time.
paced like thing. Yeah, I'm just
Well-
wondering if it's similar to that or if
No,
it's
no.
like big battle.
Vermintide
stuff.
is Left 4 Dead in the Warhammer setting. It's literally
wow.
Left 4 Dead in the Warhammer setting.
Why don't I have a key to this thing?
Because
why,
you didn't
Why
buy
haven't
it.
you invited me?
You have to
this?
spend the money on it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
No,
you have to spend the
no.
money on it. You have
Is
to
that how
buy
that
it.
works?
It's super
No.
easy. Anyhow, there's a whole bunch of us playing. It is
I might have to
basically
get it
Left 4
right now.
Dead in the Warhammer universe.
It's pretty
And-
nice, although I haven't seen any orcs yet. I'm kind of disappointed about that.
Because the orcs aren't the enemies. We're fighting the Skaven and the Chaos.
Well, they should call it Orctide.
But it's called Vermintide because the original one we were fighting the Skaven,
I want to fight orcs.
but we're not fighting orcs.
It can't all be orcs, all right?
It can't all be orcs.
I like
all
the
be
orcs in
orcs.
Warhammer games. They're so cool.
You're one of those people that thinks 40k should just be Space Marines versus Space Marines.
Ugh.
It should be Space Marines versus Space Marine orcs. Or no, orcs versus orcs. Yeah, that makes sense.
The
This guy.
Vermintide 2 is to Vermintide 1 what Left 4 Dead 2 was for Left 4 Dead 1. By that I mean it's the same core game,
It's
but
the
it's
sequel.
basically it's the sequel. No, it's literally just been improved in almost every way imaginable. The levels are better in my opinion that I've seen so far. I like these levels better than the original Vermintide levels. There is a character progression system now. The loot system is a lot better. There is so much that has been improved upon, and there's more character options. Instead of just having the 5 characters like in the original, you now have the 5 characters plus 3 career options for each of the characters, which changes what their passive and active abilities are, which gives you some additional customization. It allows you to put together teams of characters that have a lot more diversity than you could in the original. In the original, you basically had like you would have a dwarf, either a dwarf or Marcus, Barden or Marcus. They would be your tank. You would probably bring the elf because if you didn't, you were dumb because the range damage was hilarious. You brought oftentimes a witch hunter because you had massive crit potential there and lots of trash cleanup. And then you had the mage, the fire mage, Sienna, because she could just wipe out hordes. She had good crowd control, lots of good stuff there. But with Vermintide 2, there's a lot more diversity there. Now with the Barden, for example, I can play a raw melee DPS character that's not even allowed to carry a ranged weapon, which is a massive departure from the original concepts in Vermintide. I can be a heavy tank with like extra abilities centered around tanking, or I can actually be a ranged focused character. It's so good. I highly recommend it. It is challenging, good fun, and this pre-order beta, any progression you make during this pre-order beta will carry over into the live game. So if you're interested, by all means play. We've got people playing on the lower 2 difficulties right now. A few of us are trying to break into the 3rd difficulty, which is real stout, and I don't think our gear level is quite there yet. I tried to do it and just got face rolled really hard, so I need to work on my gear some more for sure. But
is it only first person?
Yes, it's only first person.
It's third person when you die.
That's true. You'll get to see a lot of third person.
So,
Is there any? Is it just PvE?
for the record, I was about to make that joke myself as a self-deprecating.
No.
Just
That's not how this works.
No,
Absolutely.
You're not allowed to self-deprecate. We have to deprecate on you.
That's true.
That's what the community is for.
Oh,
Hey, got him. No, the it is purely PvE. It's literally
No
the Left 4.
I
it's
can't
the
like, come and kill you.
No, it's the Left 4 Dead format. It's
You
4
can.
players.
I got
No,
it, I got it.
you can
mission.
kill each other. You just don't save them when they're down.
I
Well,
like that.
on higher-
I like
on higher
third
difficulties,
person
there's
in those
friendly
types of
fire.
games.
Oh,
to feel
I was missing that. I want that.
No, we don't.
I want it.
I don't know. Melee in third person or in first person, just it never did anything for me. Like Skyrim, all the Elder Scrolls.
I have
games.
never experienced a game that did first person melee as well as Vermintide 2 does. For what
Well,
that's worth. You can check it out.
That's worth something.
I recommend
Okay.
checking it out.
All
Because I think if you enjoy Left 4 Dead, I think it's a good game. And we have a lot of people playing it. I mean, we had to make a second Vermintide channel because we had too many people to group up. We had to get multiple groups going.
You
It
just
was
didn't
very
want to play with
creative.
us.
There were two
Wow.
of us and there were
Wow.
3 of you.
Toxic.
We couldn't play 5-player.
Sounds like us.
Should just go in the lobby when that happens.
So you should check that out.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Vermintide 2 drops on the 8th. Come play with us. There's a whole bunch of us playing. Also, I think there's going to be dedicated servers support eventually. So I'm interested in getting a Strats server. We'll
Ooh.
see.
See that changes
Oh,
things.
now he's excited about it.
That's
I'm
kind of
excited.
interesting.
I mean, I like games that give you the ability to have your own server. There's just no one does that.
I mean, are they
anymore.
only capped at 4 though?
It's like a
Yes,
lost art.
it's a co-op. It's a co-op version.
No, I mean, would the servers be capped at that?
I don't know, honestly.
Probably
There's
different
going to be mod
instances,
support.
I would assume.
Oh,
There's going
okay.
to be mod support also. So who knows what all like craziness will exist in the future. Right now, 4-person co-op versus the levels and the missions and the AI director, which is not Vecino.
So mod support. I didn't know that. So there will be orcs.
Maybe. If somebody makes an orc mod, you can make an orc mod, Sinish.
There's going to be strats orcs.
All right.
We could play as orcs.
So that's what's going on with Vermintide 2.
Talk
Check it
about
out
the
if you're
orcs.
interested. I'll probably have a thread up sometime this week with some good like get off the ground, how to get started, and some lessons learned from the over 50 hours I've played so far on a game that's not officially released yet.
That's what happens.
It truly is.
Did
So that's what's
somebody
going on
say
there.
Fortnite?
Oh, listen.
Man,
Oh my
Fortnite is still going strong like crazy.
Oh yeah,
It's-
Fortnite
It's
is
like
Because of the
Unbelievable.
Battle Royale. If it was still
Yeah,
just a PvE, it'd be dead.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
PvE players are so angry at PvP right now because PvP is getting so much improvement and so much like interaction with and like responses from the devs as far as like the community wants something and the devs are like, you know what, that makes sense, we'll do that thing. And
Well, they had to
PvE is
pivot.
like, yeah, and PvE is like, we want this thing, and the devs are like, nah, B, we're not gonna do it.
I mean, no one's playing it. No one's playing.
We'd love to,
It's
but
true.
we don't got the time to put all our people on PvP. People like to shoot each other, apparently. Who knew?
Truly. No, that game is doing massively. It overtook, as far as concurrent players, recently overtook PUBG.
Yeah, but it's on both consoles.
Wow.
Well,
That's true.
If you just look at like PC, PUBG still
Yeah.
because of China.
I mean,
But
I
aren't
really
they gonna-
like the
aren't they breaking
PUBG
those servers off
graphics,
too?
Personally,
I mean,
I thought I heard something that they were
it's
setting
not
up
on
a.
Steam servers, but
I thought I heard a thing that they were going to do a whole separate server cluster for China specifically. Maybe I'm
oh
crazy.
yeah, they implemented last week they were gonna do an IP lock, or like an IP region lock or whatever. But
Mhm.
basically, it's just the lower your ping, the faster your priority. So like people with like 30 to 50 ping will be matchmaked against each other, and then so on and so forth.
Makes sense.
It's a lot better because I mean you'll still have Chinese players with VPNs and stuff. And,
yeah, but VPNs,
it's-
the ping will be.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, and that's part of the
Yeah.
problem, though. The lag shenanigans and what have you.
I mean, I totally get it's good competition, and it's totally different because PUBG's more realism-ish, military style, and Fortnite is action arcadey, get into a fight pretty much immediately. So it solves what was lacking before. But from here on out, we got Paladins is going to have their own battlegrounds. Overwatch will probably have it at some point. It's just going to be really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's the latest thing that's worth a lot of money. It's the same reason we saw a big explosion of MOBAs back in the day.
H1Z1 finally just launched after 3 years.
Oh my god!
Do
So
people
that's-
still play
They
that?
launched
No,
now
it's-
that like
it's
no one
pretty dead.
remembers it.
It's pretty
But why-
dead, but
When
like,
you say
yeah.
when you say Overwatch is going to have a battle royale,
mean,
what do you
why
think? Like, what are the key differences though in terms of why I want
Everybody's
to play
Junkrat.
that versus versus an actual Overwatch game?
I think
Like a
they'll
match.
come up with a game mode where they have it for like a month.
I think they maybe
Then
will
what?
add an arcade of some sort, but I don't imagine like some kind of random heroes shenanigans. But I don't think there's going to be a like a full blown like big to do with it. I think
Blizzard just
But like,
might
what
create their
would
own
be the
game.
characteristics that like the map shrinks and stuff like that? Or
You could
I mean, it's basically it's
probably-
already a team shooter. Like, what's the difference?
I think depending on what and how Paladins does it will determine if Blizzard even bats an eye at it. Because right now, with everything they've done around Overwatch League and stuff, I don't think they have the motivation to try and pivot Overwatch as a game in that direction. I don't think it makes sense for them at
No,
all.
I think Blizzard
Yeah.
will create their own if the trend keeps on going. I mean, like Daisy really kicked off. Well, Arma 2, 3, and Daisy really kicked off that survival zombie genre.
Mhm.
And then you had War Z and Rust and
War Z.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
Blizzard
War Z
doesn't.
was not great. Sergey really
No.
take that game, but
I put Blizzard in the same sort of category as like an Apple, for example. Maybe Google's doing it less, but they are not inventing categories. They're fast follow, basically, and like doing it what they consider right, although that's subjective. But yeah, I can see them making a new game like that if they felt like the market trajectory was going to stay similar, or if they felt like they could make a better game for that.
I just want to know what they're doing because they're hiring for a bunch
Well, I
of
mean,
different
they're always
unannounced
hiring. They're
projects.
constantly hiring.
Hopefully, World of StarCraft. That's what I want.
World of StarCraft, World of Diablo. Maybe they'll. I was thinking the other day, they should just combine the lore of Overwatch, StarCraft, and Diablo and create an MMO on that.
You mean like
It's
Heroes of the
it
Storm?
would be like Heroes of the Storm, the MMO.
Like Marvel Heroes or some shit.
Oh, okay.
That's Heroes of the Storm.
Note
Well,
from
yeah,
production.
Marvel Heroes would be.
Note from
Yeah,
production. If you
Yes.
haven't entered for the Divinity Original Sin 2 giveaway in the Twitch chat, get on that quick. We're drawing that in about 5 or 6 minutes. So, AAA release.
That's
Big
right.
game.
We're out of here at 5. Everybody, 10 minutes. Get your shit together.
Dang,
7 o'clock where I am.
that's right. You can't say
Where's
5.
my
Well,
gotcha
yes, we are
game?
saying it is technically 5
I'm
because
saying 4.
we're
so I
treating it
went
like
from
the
5.
Pacific time.
Yeah.
We're out of
I
here in 10 minutes, 10 or 11
don't know. 10
minutes. Okay, Braden wants
cool,
to talk.
that's next.
The other thing, Weedums and Braden wanted to talk about the Nvidia's direction on couch gaming / ultra giant gaming monitors.
Well, it's going to be a
/TVs.
one-sided conversation.
8K resolution.
No. So it was brought up by Weedums on the forum, and it was one of those things. It was announced fairly recently that Nvidia is essentially coming out with I think it's produced by LG, but powered by Nvidia chips. It's a 65-inch, basically TV, with low latency, so like 2 millisecond response times, 120 hertz refresh rate, and G-Sync. And I believe it's 4K? I believe
I think
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah, I think
And
it is.
I looked at it and I thought, because it's also rumored to be priced from $3,000 to $5,000, and my perspective was
Wow.
it seems kind of stupid, because if there's a game where I really care about, well, first of all, I wouldn't want it at my desk. Something that big right in front of your face is just way too intense. Your head is going to be like looking around the whole time.
And the renders they have on there are exactly that. Like they've rendered stuff with like the gaming. There's like a gaming chair like this at a desk, and the freaking thing like
Yeah.
right on the desk in front of the people.
Yeah, to see
it
everything on
makes
your
no sense
screen,
to
you would
me.
have to turn your head. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's what you want. And then if I'm going to play sitting away from it on a couch, I'm probably not playing the kind of games where I really care about having a super high refresh rate or having super low latency. So is that just me that thinks it's kind of silly? Is anybody
I mean,
interested
I'm
in
gonna
this?
hook it up to your PS4. That would be totally pointless.
Yeah,
So-
like hey, you're paying for G-Sync that you're not using. I used to use a TV as a screen. I actually did that for a number of years. So did Precious Kitty, and I have a number of friends who also did the same thing in real life back when I was in the service. And the biggest TV I ever had as a like desktop screen was 42 inches, and that was almost too big. It was right on the
That
bleeding edge of
seems way
like
too big.
it's very immersive. You have to understand that. And it's not that much wider than a good 21.9 display. Like the 21.9 display that you're on right now, Vicino,
Yes.
this TV was maybe an inch or two wider. It was just much taller because, it's a 16 by 9 instead of a 21 by 9.
But it's like, you're like looking at the pixels. You can like see the definition of
Yeah,
but it's 4K.
Right. If you're at 4K,
Yeah.
not so much.
not so much.
Now I did it with 1080p because I
don't
couldn't
know.
afford a big 4K TV, and honestly, the pixels didn't bother me. I thought everything looked just fine, and I enjoyed the immersiveness of it. But like 42 inches, that was really big, and that was like my whole desk, and something even larger than that would definitely be in like head turn territory that I can't imagine.
So here's my question for you as a 21 by 9 user. Because I don't know about your setup, but for mine, if I'm just sitting regularly playing at my desk, my 21 by 9 screen takes up pretty much my whole field of view. Like maybe a little extra on the peripherals I can see outside into my room, but like it takes up pretty much my whole field of view. Do you find playing on your 42-inch TV where you actually had to turn your head slightly to look at things, did that make it more immersive? Or was it just turning your head for the same amount of immersion?
So at the onset of any I don't sit directly on top of my screen. My screen is maybe 2 feet back from where I am. So I have peripheral beyond that because I also have a second monitor that I keep Discord up on all the time and stuff like that. So I sit a little bit further back. If I was sitting and it's sitting in a similar position to where I used to sit my TV. So the TV used to encompass pretty much the entirety of my peripheral field, and I had to actually make some weird adjustments so that I could see a second monitor without having to completely turn over to the side to look at it. But I don't find that the TV was any more immersive after having this 21. I've been on 21.9 now for a little over a year. I don't feel like the TV was more immersive than a 21 by 9 experience. I feel like they're very similar because the TV really only brings height into the equation, and that for whatever reason my vertical peripheral doesn't feel near as important to me as my horizontal peripheral vision.
Yeah.
As far as sucking me into the experience.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the move to wider and wider displays started coming at. I'm fairly certain that humans have far more horizontal peripheral than they do vertical.
Probably to do with our eye orientation.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Oh, you got to draw. You got to draw the winner.
Draw.
Want to draw? Okay.
It's time.
Let's,
5 minutes. We got to draw this.
Yeah.
let's pull up Nightbot here.
If you didn't enter, it's your last chance. Get it quick.
Last chance. Yeah, we're giving you 1 minute to enter. 1 minute to enter.
1 minute to enter.
If you want to win it. We have currently Freshie and Senish going head to head.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
But for some
Is it?
reason, I have 2 Senishes, but only 1 is entered.
Wow.
All right.
Get them, Nightbot.
Oh.
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 People coming in. Yeah, sneak in there
grand
quick while you
scheme.
can. This, by the way, this is a Steam digital download for Divinity Original Sin 2, the full game. This game just came out a couple months ago,
Summer?
maybe not even.
Yeah.
Was it summer? Was that far? I don't remember when it came out.
Yeah, it came. I
I'm
think it
pretty
came
sure
out back
because I
in
tried to-
October.
September 14th. So
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
an
well,
early
about
access
6 months
before
old.
that.
Was it?
But I've played both the original Sin and the second original Sin, and both of them are phenomenal games. I love the turn-based strategy of it. I find it's one of those things, especially because it has co-op. It's a lot less button mashing and a lot more talking about your strategy with whoever you're playing with. It's a much more like social game. The storytelling in it is phenomenal.
It
Some of
reminds-
The loot part of it is great too.
There's
Yeah.
a GM mode in the second game.
Oh, a la the old D&D game. What was it called?
Neverwinter Nights.
There it is. Neverwinter
Yeah.
Nights.
Yes.
Neat. Yeah, Divinity struck me as a game that was very much, if you were a fan of like Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, the original Dragon Age, that kind of third-person tactical high fantasy RPG / strategy game with like good story. Like that's kind of what it struck me as. Not my personal cup of tea, but definitely like a really cool game.
But yeah, probably one of my favorite RPGs I've played since probably Knights of the Old Republic. I think was the last one I actually had that much fun.
Oh man.
KOTOR.
Yeah, that's
It's a
like
pretty tall,
it's been that
praise,
long.
praise.
Like I might put it ahead of Skyrim.
I could never get very far in Skyrim.
It's
I am so glad to hear
phenomenal
someone else say that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
way
tried
too.
so many times, so many false starts.
Get on with it, he says.
I
You
can't
know,
All right,
dang,
test
but,
arena.
Freshy wants that drawing.
Dave,
Yeah, I think
It's time.
we've given
Do it,
people
do it.
enough time. We are rolling the draw, and oh dear,
What?
oh
Oh,
dear,
yeah.
Rig.
oh dear. Our grand
thought you could
scheme.
win
Are we
twice.
sure the
Can you
bot's
win
working
twice?
okay?
Well, here was my thoughts on this. I posted in Twitch chat earlier. I don't want people not entering the earlier draws
Oh yeah, that's
in
true.
fear that they won't get the later ones. That's like because
Okay,
I think
okay.
like yes, Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch is like cool, but it's kind of old. Like I wouldn't put it on the same level as the new one. So I'm okay with this. We can discuss whether we want to do this in the future, but I'm okay with how this is played out, and I'm sure Ches Dispenser here, our grand scheme is pretty okay with how things played out.
I'm not complaining. I just don't want people to feel cheated.
No.
No.
You haven't done it. If you do it next
RNG.
month, then we're gonna start calling you Kens, and then it's gonna be problems.
Yeah,
Because Kens won every week.
all your praying to RNGesus has paid off.
Truly.
Wow.
Okay, we got 1 minute,
Awesome.
so we need to get out of
All right.
here. This has been the first Strats Monthly. Little bumpy, bit of a hiccup. Braden figured out what it was
No.
like to have everything fall apart 10 minutes before
Imagine
show.
doing this every
Okay,
week.
before we head out, I was pretty surprised at it was definitely bumpy. I thought it was going to go worse. You guys gave me a panic attack at the start of the show because I had you guys sectioned off for screens for your little frames, and 10 seconds before we rolled the intro, Off disconnected his webcam and then reconnected, and they swapped spots on the screen. So I had to do a 10-second frame swap on the screen to make sure
For
that
future
Off
reference,
wasn't in
you
the
could just
Vecino frame.
drag. You can literally click and drag the thing.
You
Yeah,
should have just
in,
left it that way, so
appear,
we spent the entire
and
stream
move the
thinking one was the
boxes.
other.
You know, that's a whole nother. That reminds me of the joke I was going to play on the stream earlier that I didn't because Vecino's the only one that would have gotten it. Because do you remember also, Vecino, what we were talking about pre-stream with that thing that we did, that one vlog that we got in, or that one
I don't
vodcast we
know.
got invited on? They had our
Yes.
names wrong for like 3/4 of the stream, and like they
Oh, yeah.
figured it out. And like midstream, you just see like
Oh.
name tags being dragged around. Oh, it was janky.
God.
That's
All
a whole other story. Thanks.
All
for-
right, so yeah,
If you want to talk
Feel free
more,
to post feedback, by the
stick
way.
around. I believe I'll be in Discord for a bit. I believe Off will be in Discord for a bit.
Yep.
I think
Not my
Vecino has to leave. Stick around. We're going to kill the stream, but we can chat more in Discord.
Rip
God,
stream.
how about end?
Dang. Thanks
A
for
little
coming out,
bit.
y'all.
Yeah. Thank
Do a
you.
stream. It'll respawn at a bonfire. It's fine.
Or in a month.